This is Cherise Smith's Capstone presentation for EDTC 610. My technology experience throughout my 8 years of teaching has been varied. I've used overhead projectors, PowerPoint presentations connected to a projector, a document camera to show my handwritten notes or to show copies of the students' worksheets, and now the everyday use of a Promethean board. I knew when I started teaching that I wanted to make a difference in my students' lives. I also knew that technology would continue to evolve in education, and I wanted to be a part of it. Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, and my students deserve to be equipped with the best education." In order for me to continue providing the best for them, I had to continue learning. EDTC 600 Pedagogical Practices in Instructional Technology. This was the first of 10 courses for the Instructional Technology program. This is where I began to see what instructional technology was. What I found that it is the theory and practice of design, development, utilization, management, and evaluation of processes and resources for learning. I learned about using a UDL, Universal Design for Learning, to transform my classroom, and I was able to create a newsletter highlighting the essential features of UDL. I also researched the TPAC model and created a lesson plan tool that I used to enhance an upcoming lesson to use more technology and purposeful planning and reflection. EDTC 614 Integrating Technology into Curriculum. During this course, I learned a great deal about Web 2.0 tools. There are many tools available for teachers who are looking for alternative ways to present information to students. I also found tools that can be used in the core subject areas as well. Math and literacy tools are available to help students with showing what they have learned visually, and social studies and science classrooms can be enhanced with virtual models of maps and dissections. I also researched acceptable use policies, or AUPs, used by districts and schools in my area. I worked with a classmate to create our own AUP, highlighting how students are to behave when using school and district technology equipment. EDTC 601 Virtual Collaboration and Communication. In this course, the focus was on using virtual reality tools in the classroom. I created a tree map highlighting virtual reality websites for different age groups, and a lesson plan that included the application of a virtual simulation, curriculum standards with aligning objectives, and the use of Marzano's strategies. I was able to also research online schools in my district and use that information to create my own online school model. I highlighted the benefits offered, programs that would come with the school, research about online schools, and the best teaching practices for online classrooms. I combined this information in a brochure that could be shared with parents and students. EDTC 602 Instructional Design. 602 focused on building a professional development unit on a topic that directly impacted my school community. I planned a PDU on closing the achievement gap with technology. I had to work to identify external forces, stakeholders, and the impact that they had on the school. I also researched the current state of the school by examining the school report card and also looking at where teachers would be evaluated on using technology through the evaluation tool. I used a backward design map to plan and create tools for the professional development. EDTC 603, Web Development for Educational Use. I was able to begin exploring creating an educational website using Google Sites. I edited graphics to use within the site, and I built a site for my Algebra 1 and Geometry classes. I included a resource page for students and parents who occasionally ask for additional tools to use at home. I was also able to understand the importance of educators having an online presence, as it gives access to information at any given time. EDTC 604, Advanced Web Development. In this course, I was able to experience building a website using a hosting site and buying a domain name. I did not realize, however, that you needed to keep that domain on for an extended period of time so that it could be highlighted in a Capstone course. But I also created a blog using Blogger, and I found useful ways to use the blog in the classroom. The uses that are listed are ways that my school community can use blogs, and includes examples that are relevant to my colleagues and myself, such as posting video announcements, providing links to evaluation tools, and using a blog to collaborate with people in and out of the school. EDTC 605 Multimedia 1, I was able to create a timeline on the history of education. I had to research events and highlight at least 30 of them using the Tiki-Taki web tool. The tool allows you to move between a 2D and a 3D timeline, and you can also embed photos and media within it as well. One of the major research projects I had in this course was the use of open source resources. I had to thoroughly research, examine, and evaluate the open source movement, focusing on social constructivism, the history and development of open source, the philosophy behind open source, and also the pros and cons for using these in a school setting. I was able to bring this information together by creating a Prezi presentation to share with my colleagues. In EDTC 606, I was able to write a proposal for a video game. I came up with the concept of Smathy Bird from a game that my students played and were obsessed with called Flappy Bird, and then Smath came from my geometry students that combined Smith and math together, and they would say they were in Smath class. The game is geared towards 4th through 7th graders, with the options for higher grades to play as a fun way to review basic math skills. I was able to summarize the course by creating a voice thread highlighting the different topics throughout the 8 weeks. Some of those topics included screencasting, using Google SketchUp, creating images through Google Drawings, and then researching the growing trends in technology. EDCI 605, Transformative Data and Assessment. This was my second elective course. I did not sign up for this course, and I was very apprehensive about taking it. However, it changed the way I view assessments and their benefits. I was able to explore the importance of formative and summative assessments through guiding principles presentations, where I looked at the 5 effective ways to use formative assessments to increase student learning. And I also created a summative assessment using a plan and template where you look at the purpose, target audience, achievement targets, and then you build your assessment around that, and also developing effective rubrics to evaluate the summative assessment. My educational philosophy is rooted in the belief that with the right professionals in place, any building can work towards a student-first model where the students are looked at to be successful, and anything that you can do to help those students is used. At the beginning of this program, my individual learning goals were to gain a deeper understanding about instructional technology. I wanted to apply what I learned throughout the courses of this program into my classroom and to explore the other areas where instructional technology is greatly utilized. I learned about different learning theories and how they are so relevant in my classroom. I look at my students' different cultural backgrounds and how that might impact their learning. I use knowledge to create assignments that bridge their prior knowledge to knowledge that they are learning now. And I look to provide an environment where students can interact and collaborate with each other. When students are invested in their own learning, they take it more seriously. This journey is now coming to an end, and this experience has taught me a lot about myself. I learned that hard work and sacrifice pay off in the end if you have faith and believe in what you are doing. I truly believe that I've grown more in the past 28 months than I have in my 28 years. I have had moments where I did not know if I would accomplish my goal of being finished with the Master's in Instructional Technology program in the year 2015, but I am. I am glad I found this program to continue my education, as I know technology is not going anywhere. It is only just the beginning. Thank you for listening to my presentation on EDTC 610 and my journey through the Instructional Technology program.